What is that?
What's
Okay,
yours?
I got Prince. It was his birthday this week, right?
Happy birthday to
You
Prince.
all didn't notice the
R.I.P.
change.
The change. Oh, you
Oh my
did.
God, you
I absolutely did not notice. How is that?
Yeah,
A
you
whole conversation.
smoother than a jar of Skippy, I can say in my.
My goatee is back. I'm trying to shake it up.
Oh.
Shake it up.
I have my big bottle.
No, didn't notice. Okay, what's that with the water? What is that?
This
This?
is my ode to eternal, naturally alkaline spring water that I'm trying to get them to advertise with us. So I'm just going to give them a free ad right now. This episode of Still Dope is being brought to you by Eternal.
Okay.
Naturally alkaline spring water. It's so good for you.
Oh,
And
let
it's
me
a
not
pretty
drink
bottle.
this
It
cheap
tastes
water from
delicious.
Stop and Shop.
Wait a minute.
It's in the Stop and Shop. It's in the Wegmans, and it's in the Whole
In the
Foods as
Wegmans.
well.
You sound like you're from the South. The
Yeah,
Piggly Wiggly,
it's
the
the
Windy
Wegmans,
Dixie.
the Piggly Wigglies, the Winn Dixies, the Krogers, and what's the other one? I can't think of, but whatever. I digress. But Eternal Water.
Okay.
So, anyway, enough about that. Eternal, get at your girl. Get me some cases. Anyway,
Oh shoot.
nothing.
I'm seeking a sister wife.
All right, so I had to put my glasses down because y'all, we have been on a hiatus for a couple of weeks because we had to come to Jesus meeting about what are we going to talk about, because we are so over 90 Day Fiance. I'm not even going to say anything. We're done with it. It's just too
You
much.
and Chris are over 90 Day Fiance. I'm still watching.
I'm watching it.
I still love it.
I'm watching it too. I just watched the latest episode earlier today, and I was like, I just can't. It gives me high blood pressure, and I already have high blood pressure. So here we are. Not saying that we won't go back to it, because we're still watching, and we will continue to talk about it maybe.
If anything,
But-
drastic changes. Because I felt like this week there was a couple of things. Can I just say one thing? Can I just say one thing?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
When Kobe told that white man he wanted to take over his business with no education, no training whatsoever. I thought you would want to keep it in the family. That took me out. I was on the floor.
No, not only keep it in the family, but keep your name, your legacy name alive. Really? I don't care if Kobe's last name was her Emily's last name. That white trumper from friggin' Salina, Kansas ain't giving his business to that African man. I don't care if he's the daddy of your grandson. He would give it to one of those Patriot Front motherfuckers before he gave it to his soon-to-be, what is it, son-in-law.
Son-in-law.
And all right, go ahead. All right, I'm sorry, I had to say that.
To button that, Bilal is getting worse, and I hate him.
I'm done with him.
He is awful.
He is such a gaslighter. He's such a gaslighter.
Awful. He's awful.
But you know what? I can defend her if she's going to just accept it.
Yeah.
And we know she accepts it. So at the end of the day, it's like, you like it, I love it, mama.
Yep. But girls and boys, we got a new show. Mm-hmm. And I am here for it.
Mind you, I watched the first season, just so you know.
And I've got notes. I didn't watch the first season. I didn't watch any of the seasons, but I am hip to the latest season 4 of Seeking Sister Wife. Lord Jesus, hallelujah, amen, walakba, everything. I'm just pulling all the religions out my ass right now, because I am like, what kind of bubble am I living in that all this fuckery is going? We got all this shit going on. Married at First Sight, 90 Day, now Seeking Sister Wife. So,
and it's the second season.
This is the 4th season, the latest season that's out.
Oh, okay, the 4th season. Okay.
It's 4 seasons. I'm not going backwards. I'm just going to
Okay.
continue to move forward. But I don't know what the last seasons entailed of the families, but all I know is this season has got me fucked up.
There's some
So,
really interesting couples.
I'm telling you, I literally sat. I sat and was like,
Yeah.
I'm taking notes like a goddamn.
All right, go ahead, read them off.
All right, so number 1, we have family number 1, and I'm just gonna roll them down, so don't say anything. We've got the Davis family in Colorado. Nick, April, and Jennifer. They're courting Danielle. Nick is a stay-at-home dad. Jennifer, we'll get into that. I digress. The Merrifield. But wait a minute. The Merrifield family in Colorado again. What's up, Colorado? Because there's some shit going on up in that state, where you have Danielle and Garrick, and then they're courting Roberta in Brazil. And then we have the phone.
And someone else.
Wait, we didn't get to that.
Oh, okay.
Then we have, I'm just talking about the main couples. Then we have the Foleys in East Texas, where you have Steve and Brenda. And they are courting April, who's 21. And their asses are old as shit. Well, we're older than them, but they look, black don't crack. So here we are. Then we have my favorite family. Wait, let me check my notes. Oh, yeah.
My impression of him.
The Epps family in Orlando, Florida. You've got Taryn, Marcus, and India. So listen, we could be here all night. So I just think that for time purpose, we should focus on one family and to talk about them. And then if we have time, we'll bring in somebody else. But I think
I don't have that much to say about one family.
Exactly.
All right, so here we go. Let's start with the Davis family in Colorado. Nick, April, and Jennifer, who is now courting Danielle, who's 22. So let me just give you the background. The son, William, Nick is not the father, because when they showed William, who is, I think it's April's son, he's clearly biracial. And I'm saying to myself, oh, okay, Nick and April had a son together, but Nick is not the father, and April did not come up with who was his daddy. But can we just talk about Nick is a stay-at-home dad. Jennifer and April got married because, polygamy apparently is illegal. So Jennifer and April got married, and Nick is a stay-at-home dad. And did they take his last name?
That's Nick, April, and Jennifer.
No, that's not them. That's the Merrifield family that you're showing the picture of.
There's another Nick, April, and so-and-so?
No, that picture that you just showed on the phone, that's the Merrifield family.
That's the Merrifield family.
Yeah, I think you got Nick.
The picture you pulled up wasn't Nick and his.
Yes, it was.
Oh, was it? Show it again. I'm sorry. I might have been
Nick, April, and Jennifer.
No.
Who did you think they were?
But the picture that he's showing, it says Nick, April, and Jennifer, but that is clearly not Nick, April, and Jennifer.
Oh, you're right. That's the Merrifield. You are right. That is the Merrifield. I'm sorry, my bad. You're right.
Okay.
I'm saying to myself,
Nick is black, right?
Yes,
Nick is a black guy who thinks, who stays at home to think.
Oh, our favorite couple. Yes.
Think.
Hold on, wait a second. Oh, yeah. There's two black couples. I forgot. Two black.
Yeah, there's two.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
But the other guy, he's with two black women.
Davis family.
All right, let's go.
All right, these All right, that's just
Can
go.
I don't have much because I found everybody to be creepy. Did not like. But this guy and these two stereotype white women fawning over him. When she ever said, the heavier one, I can't think of her name, April, when she ever said that she goes to work and she doesn't have to think about all the other things that go on in the world because he thinks about those things for her. It's like watching a Wayans Brothers TV show where they're making fun of like ex-cons who come out of jail and then have women and they're the big thinkers. It's giving so fake. It's like, are we still here? I mean, you're both of y'all are doing all the work, and this man is staying at home, and his only responsibility is to think
and fuck.
That's it.
They sleep in the same bed.
Yeah, but you see when they,
if you're gonna lay in the same bed with multiple people,
last episode,
huh? Yeah, what?
When they decide he's gonna have a special time with her, so we're gonna sleep in the other room, so he has his privacy. I was like, bye. He's like, bye, honey, bye, honey.
But that was to the new girl. That was to the new girl he's trying to get.
Yes. Danielle. But they already knew that.
They got their own little private time together.
But they already knew that because they already co-signed on him going on a private date with her.
Oh yeah,
so
they made him.
They knew that. Here was the thing: when they were sitting on the couch, the end game was, I hope when the door opens, she's with him because we like her and we want to add her to this.
Oh, I love it.
And she's what? She's what? 23, 24?
No, not that one.
22. She's 22.
She's 22. She's very young.
Danielle, who they're courting, is 22.
She's young. Yeah, I knew she was young. She was young as well.
The little chunky girl?
Yeah. She wasn't chunky. She was fat. There's not chunky. There's chunky, there's thick, and then there's just fat. She's fat.
And she's 22. I thought she was in her 30s. And
22. She's 22.
Oh, well, go ahead, man. Get yourself a little young thing.
And because remember when she said when she thought that she was going to have a different life after college or whatever, she didn't think that she was going to be 22 and then getting involved in these. I just want to know the mind frame of these women, how they get involved in these situations. I mean, okay, I could do a polygamous relationship if I had my own house, my own credit card.
I'm too selfish.
Whatever, but I'm not living in a house full of other women.
Well, the thing about it is for a lot of these that I've seen so far
is pimp game,
self-esteem.
Is pimp game?
No, it's the fact that they have a camaraderie with the other women, that they have someone else there to deal with him or deal with the kids, or they have a girlfriend. A girlfriend, yes, a girlfriend in the same house. Yes, one can cook while the other one does so and so, whatever. You know, all of these have said, because they have to get along with each other. They work it out where they have girlfriends.
Well, it's true. They would have to get along because you couldn't be in any of those situations. And I'm lying. I could not be in a polygamous situation. I'm just saying, if I had to be in one, or it would have to be a whole separate house. I don't know how they are in there smiling up at the same guy and he's kissing one and kissing the other. I couldn't do it.
Y'all motherfuckers are out of your goddamn ever-loving minds because I am selfish and I don't share, and I will gut punch and throat stab a motherfucker that tries to put me in that situation. No.
What's the next couple? Did we finish with them?
No, I'm not done. I'm not done.
So we're gonna go each couple and then talk. Yeah.
All right, we can go. Yeah, we can go to each couple. We can go to next couple because what I wanted to say is about all the couples in general. So we can go to the next one.
That's what I feel like. It's like, to me, when I'm watching it, I have just one general feeling for the whole thing. It's like
The women
that's what
have
it's
no
creepy to me.
self-esteem. The women have no self. I'm just going to go there. All of the women have no self-esteem, and they have been with these guys. The women that have been the first wives have been with these guys, and their marriages are starting to fail, and they feel like their husbands are going to leave them, or they're trying to leave their husband. But they want to keep it together for the family. And then all of a sudden, why is it always the husband that wants to entertain all these women? That's problematic, because I can guarantee you, if I pulled up on Nick, if I pulled up on Garrick, if I pulled up on Steve, if I pulled up on Marcus, who we've seen so far, and I was like, oh, so you've got your main wife and your sister wife, and you're courting a third wife. So what if, hey, Marcus, what if Taryn is okay with you bringing in a third wife, but now Taryn's feeling a little lonely, and now Taryn's like, I want to, you know what? I might want to have, while you're with these other two sister wives, I might want to have, Dietrich on the side to come over and fulfill my needs when you're doing your sister husband, or whatever the fuck they call them dudes, husband duties. I bet you anything, all of those men, line them up, they'll be like, absolutely not. My wife is not going to entertain no other man. And I don't want to pull that feminist card, because I like to think myself as a traditional woman. But this shit ain't natural, and that's all kinds of fucked up.
Okay, first of all, there has to be something obviously to it if so many people are doing it. In terms of, yes, maybe one of them or two of them have low self-esteem, but they see there's a whole series on Lifetime. Sister Wife, he has 4 or 5 wives, and all the houses and all that kind of stuff. There's a whole TV series based on that, but this is just new ones and getting them. So they're obviously something that they're getting a benefit out of. Maybe they don't want to have sex with him all the time. Maybe he's horny all the time. They like that there's a camaraderie between the women. They seem to, hey, I'm not mad. If you want to live your life.
Okay.
If that's the way you want to live, then do that. If they're comfortable with that, he is. I just love watching his face, because that brother, who is not a good-looking brother,
is dumber than a sack of rocks.
No, he ain't that dumb, because he stands all day reading, and
he's Googling shit and coming out of the bedroom after he done Googled some rocket science, and he's got one quote, and he comes out of the room and he's like, well, the hyperpericles of this and that and this and that, and they all start creaming, this is why we love him. This is why he's our king.
They're all getting something out of it. I can't be mad at that.
Smart. And I'm like, yes, he is smart, because he done bamboozled your dumb asses to work your asses off. You took his last name, and he's your king, and you paying all the bills because both of you make good money. I don't give a damn if I was bringing in $10 million a year.
That's you. These people enjoy it.
Yeah.
There's got to be something, there's got to be a beneficial part of it. If they're bringing more in, not just
here's the thing.
You have the older one who is his first wife, who's just a very supportive, this, that, and the other. Then you have the young girl who is kind of ditzy. That young girl is ditzy and not very smart.
Which one you're talking about?
We're talking
Jennifer.
About, yeah,
Jennifer's the ditzy one.
Yeah, okay, Jennifer ain't that smart. This one, in the green.
Right, yeah.
She's and none of them are attractive. Period. End of story. But let me get back to Shahida. Shahida, I get what you say with like having like separate housing, what have you. I couldn't do. Ugh. Oh my goodness! Don't make me throw up. Don't you put that in my face like that. Ugh.
No, Tanya, I was joking about the separate housing. I would think though, for me, I was just joking. But I'm saying for them, I would think that separate homes would work better. But I'm gonna be a little open-minded here, just like Chris said, because I'm watching it and I'm completely closed. But I'm gonna open up a little. I get what he says about like them having that sisterhood together. And it could be, it might not even be so much about him. They want a man, of course. They want, that security of having a significant other. But that relationship with that woman could be more important to them than the actual relationship with that man, because it's a bonding sisterhood. So now I'm starting to think about it a little bit differently. I shut up. I couldn't see myself going that route, but especially not for no broke dude. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be a sister.
Not
wife
for
to no
any
broke
dude. I'm not doing it
Definitely
for
not.
any dude. I
But
don't give a fuck
but
who.
that's not
That's
what I'm
true.
saying. I'm just saying, if I was to be in the situation, trying to be open-minded and thinking about their situation, he'd have to have some money. I'm not. I'm not
But that's not
living
what it's
in a.
about. It's not about the money. It's about they
Okay.
get along. They like each other. They love him. He must be really good to them. And here's another thing. Here's another wrinkle. You think about it this way.
Okay.
If your
I'm
man,
buying.
if you're in a one-on-one relationship and you think your man could be cheating, if you know he's with someone else and you know the woman and you're together and it's all inclusive, he ain't going anywhere. That brother is not going anywhere. He's going to be faithful to that group and only ask if he can bring someone else in. So they have comfort in knowing that he's going to be there for her and her.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So I get that, right? But then you go to the other guy who is in Florida, the black guy, and he was married to his wife, and how
That's a mess.
disrespectful he was
That's a
to
mess.
her, because she said he was just cheating all over the place. And I think in her instance, she felt like the only way. Yeah. What's his name again?
His name is Marcus,
Marcus,
and the
Taryn,
woman,
and
the
India.
woman, Taryn is the wife. Taryn is the wife.
Taryn is the wife.
India. Taryn is the woman in the gray. India is the jump off, the one he was cheating
Right.
with in
Well,
the green.
well, his fiance. He said it's
Yeah.
his fiance.
Yeah.
And remember, him and Taryn were separated because Taryn left him, and in that time,
But they're still legally married.
But he calls her his fiance. That's all I'm saying. So,
But
and Taryn accepts that, and Taryn accepts that he's the fiance. But what you picked this show. You picked this show, and you want to sit there with your eyes rolled up to the heavens.
I picked the show because I love it, because I love the dialogue that we're having. Because I love the dialogue that we're having, because I'm like, but it makes me sad to the point where I'm like,
they're happy.
But they're happy.
They're happy. No, they're not. I read body language and facial expressions on a daily. And that's what I went to school, because of my background and what I did for a living in the hospital. I can look at these people and I'm like, these women are not happy, with the exception of Nick's bitches. Nick's bitches in the Davis family. Them white bitches worship that motherfucker.
I don't think she's in the gray. I don't think she's really happy.
No, the one in the gray, is not happy.
Taryn is not happy because that was the only way she was going to keep that man.
That she was going to keep that man. And the same rule of thumb applies for the Merrifield family with Danielle and Garrick. Danielle was the jump off, and she got with Garrick, and Garrick's wife was like, I'm done with you. Garrick's wife dropped his ass. Then she rose up into the number one position. Now she's feeling some sort of way because, there's a new woman involved.
She's setting him up. She's not. I mean, she's playing in those other women. I don't think that she really wants to be in a polygamous situation, but she's like kind of like, I'm going with the flow. And I think her with the other woman, what's the name?
Black girl. The black girl.
No, the black girl.
Oh, you're talking about Roberta.
Yeah,
from Brazil.
She's playing her.
Roberta does not like, and the black girl. What do you think about the black girl and the new black girl in that?
That's not going to make it at all.
Roberta
Here's my
don't like her.
here's my thought on this. I think
No, it
that
doesn't.
Roberta in Brazil is Garrick's soulmate. I think Garrick is 100% obsessed with her and he wants to be only with her, but he's keeping his wife around because she's just there. And now,
So what did I miss to make you think that he's obsessed with the other one? Because I'm like, if he's so obsessed
because
with
in
her,
the
why
latest
go after
episode,
the what?
in the latest episode when they FaceTimed her, when they went to LA and they were Leah was on board and they FaceTimed her, and the Brazilian woman Bert was like crying, like she got all emotional, and Garrick lost his shit and he was crying, and his wife, the white woman, what's her name, Danielle, was like, let's give Garrick some time, some one-on-one time. And this motherfucker was inconsolable talking to her. You're I love you, mi amor, I love you so much, I can't be without you. And I'm saying to myself, that's his shit. That's his main shit stain right there. That's his main shit stain.
Yeah, the black girl in that, I think I feel like she would have the most power out of everybody.
Leah can't do nothing because Leah's got that thick ass and she's tall. Because remember, Garrick made it very clear, I hope she's not taller than me. And then when they went and got her, here's what happened. Leah is taller than him, and Leah's got that sassy mouth. You already know that ain't working for him. Leah's gonna be gone.
That couple's not gonna work. The Roberta, because the wife is lowest on the totem pole, and she's just kind of there, just trying to be supportive. Yeah. So she's definitely insecure and unhappy, and just is there. I agree with you on that. And so that whole group is I agree. He loves Roberta. That whole group is not gonna work. Not gonna work.
No, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
So then we're gonna go to.
Let's go to the Foleys in East Texas. Steve and Brenda, who Brenda was the jump off. That's them. Brenda was the jump off because Steve was married.
Yeah.
And then he met Brenda. Or I guess him and the wife met Brenda. They went out. Yeah, that's what Brenda said. They were all out somewhere, and Steve was with his wife. And then they just went up to Brenda and was like, yucking her up. And Brenda's like, oh, I didn't know if they were together or married, whatever. But they were. And then all of a sudden, Steve's wife, once it got intimate, Steve's wife was like, fuck that shit. I'm out. I didn't sign up for this shit. So now Brenda, who was the jump off, is now the number one lady. And now they're courting.
She's 21.
April. Her name is April. She's 21. And now Brenda is feeling some sort of way because she's the old bitch. And her boo thing, what's his name? Steve is all into her. Talking about when he said to her, all you got to do is look at the eyes. The eyes are the windows to the soul. I can't say this enough. And when Steve sat there and told Brenda that he thinks, I think it's love. I think I love April. And I think this is going to work. When they shot that camera to Brenda's face, Brenda's eyes was like defeated. Oh, Jesus. And all Brenda could talk about was, I'm so much older than her. And I don't even think Brenda's 50. I think Brenda's in her 40s or whatever. And but Brenda's feeling insecure. She's feeling insecure. And
17 years older than the girl.
Yes.
I think she's 17 years older.
Yes.
And he's like,
he's 21 years older than her.
Yeah.
So Brenda is feeling some sort of way because she's now feeling insecure because now her man is now establishing feelings for this young girl that's 20 years as junior. And what is she bringing to the table? He's always going to want, like a man, he's always going to want the younger, tighter, latest boo thing. Not me. Brenda's going to be in the kitchen making taquitos and burritos while him and his 21-year-old are in the boat cruising around East Texas in the lake.
I do not like the courting of these young girls.
I don't like him. He's creepy. Now he's creepy. Steve is he's
They all
I
creepy.
don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But definitely him creeping up on this 21-year-old.
That's
It just
Wait a
seems like
minute.
but hey, but what's her name? Isn't Jennifer in the Davis family? She's young too. But she's just
Exactly. I'm like, listen, let's call a spade a
I
spade.
don't like any of
Because
them.
they're all creepy. I don't
They
like
are.
any of them. All of those men are creepy as fuck, and those women are all fucked up, and they're all brainwashed. It's a Ponzi scheme. Oh Lord, look at that.
I'm gonna
face.
put that as my avatar.
Don't
you
do it.
should. Yeah, you should.
And then we got
So I think we went through all the we
City
got four
and
families.
Natasha.
There's one more family that's coming up. When I watched the latest
Yeah,
episode,
the
and I saw
preview.
the preview, there's
City
one
and
more family
Natasha.
that's coming up.
City and Natasha Jones.
Yeah, and the woman that they're courting is Ariel from Philippines, right?
Yes.
All right. So we'll watch that and talk about that. But I don't even know what to say about this.
Let's talk about the black because they have kids too. Remember, they have kids. There's
Yes.
kids involved.
Mhm.
So let's talk about the Davis family.
He's like what 5'6"?
He's what?
Like 5'6". He's short.
He's definitely short, and he's a politician. That threw me for a loop.
Oh wait, I wrote it down. So here, because I had to rewind it back because I was confused of the whole structure. So you've got Marcus, the Epps family in Orlando. He's an Ohio elected official living in Orlando. So he's not bi-coastal, but he's commuting.
Yeah, he
from
so
Ohio.
He works in Ohio, and he works.
He's
in
an
Ohio.
elected official. He's like a congressman or a state whatever person in Ohio, and so he's coming back and forth. So he's got, of course, we already established that he was a cheater on Taryn, right? Then he's got Kaylin. Here's the kids with the Epps family. You've got Kaylin, the daughter, who is the daughter of Marcus and Tamron, the wife.
Taryn.
Then you've got Tristan. It's about to get salty. Not salty, but saucy. You've got Tristan, who's Marcus's son. So
from another relationship.
Taryn and India are not the mother of Marcus's son Tristan, and Tristan is like light bright like me, so it's leading me to believe that Marcus had Tristan with a white woman. Then you have living in the house JB, Tristan's best friend.
So why you say it like that? You think that's his kid?
That's his boyfriend. That is Tristan's boyfriend, not his best friend. His boyfriend.
Tristan.
Tristan is, I think Tristan is like 16. But he's got his boyfriend living in the house. Because when I was looking at the interaction with the two of them, I was like, there's something off there. And listen, if they're gay, they're gay. I'm cool with that. I have no issue with that. But I'm like, why would you move your son's best friend in your house and you're asking him his input on decision making in the house? No. And he's looking at his boo thing, Tristan, like,
is he mayor? What is he? Is he a mayor?
No, he's a representative, I think.
No, he's like a representative in Ohio, like community representative. I don't fucking know.
No, he's an elected official. He's not a community rep. He is an actual.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, he's an elected official.
And who are they bringing? Who's the other black woman they're bringing in?
They're bringing in Bina, who is from North Carolina, and
who had a child.
She had a child, but wait for it.
She owns her own store, right?
He's courting Bina, but he's courting others. Remember when he brought up Bina and he said he was going to go see Bina. And then he's like, and I'm also courting, when they were talking to the kids, he was talking to his children in front of his wife and girlfriend or whatever she is, fiance. And he's like, I'm going to go date Bina I'm gonna go on a date with Bina.
Mhm.
And he's like, and the kids were like, oh yeah, whatever makes you happy. And then he's like, Taryn, the wife said, but he's also going to date others.
Yes, I saw that.
He's also
I
going to
don't think
date
I
others.
caught that. I
So
remember him saying the
we
date.
want to know, we want to know what you think about that. And it was like utter silence. And here's Marcus's shit-eating grin. He's like,
because he know he gonna do what he want to do. And Terrence
because he's going straight into
it doesn't matter because they are all complicit with it, pretty much. His wife is.
But are they?
She's back.
They could leave.
Yeah, she's back, and the fiance seems to be okay, and they get along. Remember, they put pictures of them.
Are.
Huh?
Again, when the next episode comes, you gotta pay attention to their facials. I don't think they're into it. I just think they're doing it because I don't think.
Because why? You don't just do polygamy just because.
Yeah, because
you gotta get something out of it.
Again, I think it's a self-esteem issue that they just don't want to be alone. They're just good. They love him. They don't want him to leave them. They don't want to be without him. So why is that
a self-esteem issue? If you love someone, you want to be with someone, and you're willing to, she can leave. She can leave whenever she wants. She did leave.
She left. Remember?
She left. And then she
came back.
Obviously, there's something about. She's like, well, then I had to see if I liked her. He didn't remember. She didn't even like the Tasha or whatever, Taryn. She didn't like her at first, and then got to know her. She wasn't down with it. They both weren't down with it.
Neither one of them. Yeah, neither one of them.
But they got to know each other, and they had a sisterhood bond, and it seems to be working.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, I would love to. I mean, I love the show. Don't get me wrong. I love the show because it's just so like, what the fuck? that is for me. I'm like, what the fuck? I could never do it. But I would love to listen. I'm putting it out there. Oh Lord Jesus, I thought that was you, Chris, for a minute. I'm like, oof. I would love to talk. Listen, Still Dope family. If you are in a polygamous relationship, if you have friends that are in I would love to talk to outside of Seek and Sister Wife. I would love to talk to actual people that are in.
Dude, please.
I can't with that sleepy eye. Oh Lord. And they all sleep in the same bed. That's the family that sleeps in the same bed together. And if you're gonna sleep in the same bed and you're entertaining a third wife, and you got these 3 big women, get a bigger bed. Get a California king.
How are they going to do this? How are they going to do that?
How big is the house? How big is the house that you can? Because they said only had 2 bedrooms. Because remember, they said we slept together in the other bedroom.
Yep, they only have 2
with the new girl. So
I'm thinking they might go outside and have drinks while Nick is boning Danielle.
No, they said they were in the other room. They said they slept so he could have his privacy.
Unless they soundproof it, because I'm thinking at this stage of the game,
ain't nobody soundproof in no room.
She's 22. I swear to God, I thought she was in her 30s.
That bitch is 22 years old. And did you peep? You know me about that PDA. I'm not into that extra touch and shit. She was worse than Lindsay when they were at that dinner having their hamburgers, and she was just like this on his hand. And then she kept picking it up, and she's like,
and I'll give it to him. He was really straight, kind of straightforward with her about like really what it entails to be in this type of relationship. And she's all like, I know I can handle it. I would just be worried about like jealousies or something. Girl, you are 22. You are 22. You have no life experience.
You have no idea what's going to happen. Because like I say to everybody, your mindset at 22 is going to be, when you're 32, you're going to be looking at your 22-year-old self like, bitch, you didn't know shit. When you're 42, you're going to be looking at your 32-year-old self like, bitch, please. Now, when you're 52, you're going to be looking at your 42-year-old self saying the same thing. Now that I'm 54, I'm putting it out there. I don't care anymore.
She's clueless. She doesn't know.
Jennifer is basing her actions off of what is it? What's her name? April.
April.
April's the king dingaling in that. April's the queen bee of that fucking marriage with Nick.
They're married,
And
right?
Jennifer is just following her coattails.
I don't know.
All I have to
season.
say is again, I want to put it out there. If there are people out there that are in polygamous relationships or that are thinking about it, we want to talk to you.
Would like to be in one in Los Angeles and want to explore.
Well, Chris, I thought we were.
I can interview them. I can try to understand the mindset of what, you know.
I thought we were your sister wives. Hey, sister. Hey, sister boo.
We're not getting nothing out of this. This is not a sister wife situation.
No, and we're not getting nothing out of it. And I don't want anything out of it but your friendships. That's all I care about.
It's gonna be a good season.
It's gonna be a good season, and I can't wait. And
Can I jump ship on this one?
Yes,
let's talk. You all are probably going to lead on this because I'm just not that interested in these couples. It's going to have to get better for me because I don't care. But can I talk about? Can I say just a few things?
You can talk about whatever you want to talk about, boo. It's your podcast.
Disney Plus is fucking killing it. Okay, I'm going to mention your movie because I watched it twice. And the reason why I watched it twice,
Cute, right?
I watched it twice because, again, representation matters. And what I really loved about it, I love the boys. And the fact that here it is, you have two boys trying to reach their dream, African-American parents, both in the home. They not struggling. They not dealing with any, it was just a wholesome movie. Representation matters. I really enjoyed it.
And my older son, there's no alluding to it, but my older son.
What?
He's gay.
Oh, yeah, I did get that, but it wasn't like smacked in your face.
Exactly,
though.
That's perfect. Yeah,
it wasn't. I did, and I wasn't 100% sure, but now she said, "Oh, okay," but it wasn't a smack in your face. But it was very well written. I was very sure. What's his name? Hirsch.
Judd Hirsch. Yeah, he's amazing.
There were some top players in there. Remember, I didn't even realize that was
Uma Thurman.
I didn't realize that was her, and then when you said it, I was just like, I went back and again, I'm like, well, yeah, that was on me that I didn't really recognize her because it did look like her, but it was really good. Then last week, Obi-Wan Kenobi is out, right? Goodbye. I'm just saying the biggest villain in there, Black woman. She's fucking killing it. Representation matters. I hate her though. I hate her, but I love her. The second one, Miss Marvel, Muslim, Pakistani, young girl. I just go back to how I felt like when Darius saw the Black Panther for the first time and how thrilled he was, how thrilling it must be for, young Pakistani children, not only to see someone that looks like them, but then have the same religion and hearing the the greetings and the Islamic word. They're killing it. And those are the three things I watched this weekend. And I just needed to say that really quick. They were really good. So if you get a chance, everybody, Hollywood Star Girl, Miss Marvel, and Obi-Wan, because they really have some great characters that are Black, African American, and of color, Pakistani. It was killing it.
Nice. And if you have younger children that are trying to learn, you best to get your asses. I have no children, but I be staying on YouTube watching Gracie's Corner, talking about what sound does the letters make? M says And for those, I'm not going to say anymore. For those of you that know Gracie's Corner, you know what I'm talking about. You're going to be up with your kids, dropping it like it's hot, watching Gracie's Corner on YouTube. That is the best show ever, and I wish I had that as a child. That's all I got to say. Or I wish I had a child that I can watch it with and drop it like it's hot with like,
Girl, just watch it. I be watching all kind of children.
I watch that shit all the time. Chris, so what's going on? I'll be in New York this weekend. I'm going to New York on Saturday.
Are you going to see POTUS?
I think so. I am.
Did you see the message I sent you about the thing? No?
Oh,
we'll
I didn't
talk
get a
about
message from you. We'll talk about it afterwards. We'll talk about it afterwards. But yes, I'm going to be in New York this weekend for nothing but social shit. And I'm going to go see my niece who's living there in an internship. And
and it's Juneteenth.
I can't wait. Sunday, I've already made my reservations for me and her. I'm not going to spill her business, but she's coming with me.
Oh, you're doing Juneteenth in New York?
We're doing Juneteenth in New York City, my first Juneteenth in New York City, and I can't wait. And she literally lives right across the street in Brooklyn. And I forgot the name of the park, but it's literally called Juneteenth Park. And we're just gonna go over there and hang out. And I made us reservations at we're going to Harlem, and we're going to Melba's, and we're going to dance in the street and eat fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, greens, and you name it. And then we're gonna go.
I know there are a couple of things going on here in Providence, so
she's off on Monday, and then Monday we're gonna go to the Edge.
I have to tell you about my friends in Harlem. If you go there, they have a marijuana bar.
All right. Well, hold that thought, because listen, y'all, we're gonna end this podcast right now, and we'll see you next week. And maybe if we decide to record a little bit earlier, I'll be in New York and we can record. But until then, we'll see you next time. Oh, happy birthday, Prince. Ow, ow, ow. Where's our boy Prince? Where's Prince the King?
He's under there.
Oh, okay. Hi, Prince. TT misses you. Okay. Boom, 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 ba doom, 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 boom, boom, boom.